Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you how to make Baby Shark from the new show, Baby Shark's Big Show out of gum paste. Baby Shark, I'm going to make Baby Shark's body first. We're going to build him in segments, in little sections, because I felt like this was easier. Because once again, preschool shows, thanks so much for the giant heads and the tiny bodies. We've got a big head to put on a little body, and we need it to set up first. So we're breaking them down into parts. We're making a cone. Going to start out with a yellow cone, and I'm going to run it through on a lollipop stick from the bottom going up. I tried to make it as nice and smooth as possible, and I'm figuring this out as we go along, so I'm not going to leave it the way I put it into my block of styrofoam, but for now we'll just pretend like this is what we're going to do. I'm making his fins right now, so I'm taking yellow as you saw, rolled it out so it's kind of pointy on each end, cut it in half, shape it according to, nice rounded off fin look to it. And then I'm going to trim off the extra, and I keep going until it matches up the body to a nice size. Still a little bit big, so I'm going to take off a little bit more. Just like I said, I wasn't lying to you. Just going to keep trimming off till you get it to a nice size, nice look. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I'm using pieces of spaghetti to attach the fin. I'm making my little pilot holes because they are wonderful. Sticking it in when I have my pilot holes all set, and la, there you go. Or I guess it should be do. There you go. So I'm doing the same thing on the other one. I have a piece of dried spaghetti, stick it into the fin, add a little water to the fin first. If I didn't show that, that's what I did. And then just press it into the pilot hole. It works. Okay, taking some more yellow for the tail fin. And I cut a circle out first. I'm going to start there. And I take a couple nips off the sides, as you see, kind of like a heart-shaped. Now it's more triangular. Speaking of triangles, take a little triangle out of the middle there, and we've got the tail fin going. I'm just taking off the sharp corners now so it'll be nice and easier to round off now, which is exactly what I'm doing with my fingers. I'm just smoothing it off, rounding it off to make a proper little baby shark fin. And once I have it all rounded off, I had to figure out how I was going to attach it. So what I did is pretty clever, right? I just took him out, turned him upside down. So now he's sitting on his neck, I guess you'd call it. And the weight of the body is not going to smush the body anymore, and the tail can be attached just to the front, as you saw, and attached to the lollipop stick. Now I rolled out some white gum paste really thin, made kind of like a Smurf hat shape out of it, and that's going to be his little belly patch, I guess you could call it. So I just have it kind of curved. I held it up, I trimmed it down, I held it up, I trimmed it down. It was boring, so I edited that out, but I just kept doing that until I found a shape and a size and everything that I was happy with. And then stuck it on. Add a little water, stick it on. Make sure your edges are smooth. There you go. All right, there's my little page reference I was looking at. And now I'm going to make his head. His head is enormous, so get yourself a lot of gum paste. You can try hollowing it out if you want. I did not. I didn't think it was going to work, so I just didn't. But I'm making his eye holes first. His eyes are pretty darn center, so find the center of his head. Just go to either side of the center and make really big eyes. Now I'm using my little ball tool thing to make the mouth. I pressed in the center of each eye, like if you go straight down, that's kind of where the corners of the mouth are. And I'm just pressing in, hollowing it out, making a nice ridge where the edge of the mouth will be. And yeah, that's going to be my template basically for my starting point for his mouth and his eyes. Okay, now I'm going to do the white on his face. So I start with basically a mask and I lay it over the face, and now I'm using my X-Acto knife to kind of trim away all the excess. I want it to go around to the sides of the head and onto the cheeks, and it has to kind of go under the eyes and then swoop up in the center where the nose will be. So if you see, I kind of have almost like a flying saucer type shape going there. And that's pretty much what you're going to want. So I'm just kind of nipping away at it again. I was trying to make sure that the nose comes up, because his nose does come up kind of sharp. It's very almost pug-like how it comes up. And once I'm happy with it, then I'm going to stick it on oh so carefully, just tucking in the corners and around the back, and make sure you can fold it underneath his head too. You leave enough on the bottom to fold under. I'm now using that same tool as before for his mouth to press in, so you can see what I was talking about with like a mask and kind of covering his mouth and face and everything. And it will just sink into his actual mouth too, and we'll cover it up so it doesn't even matter. Since the white is out, I took 2 balls of gum paste, filled in his eyes, Using my big ball and my big ball tool there to smooth and round him out. Nice and big because he's got, again, big eyes, big head, big everything, except for the body, tiny body. Adding 2 black balls of gum paste into the center of the eyes for the pupil because he really doesn't have irises that I could discern anyway. 2 teeny tiny little pieces of white for the highlights in his eyes. And now I'm using a mix of red and brown gum paste to make kind of like a bean there. And that's going to go into his mouth, and I'm pressing it in, and I'm not filling in his mouth, I'm just lining the back of his mouth. So it's not going to bring it to the surface. It's not, it's not going to bring it flush. I'm not filling it in, I'm just lining it, coloring it. I take a real skinny little bean of red and smooth that out to make his tongue. There you go, looking good. And now I'm going to do his teeth. He's got basically 4 sharp, pointy teeth that show on the top of his mouth normally. So I'm going to make sure I get 4 little half triangles. Well, they're actually proper triangles. 4 little triangles. And stick them in along the top of the mouth. I probably should have made them smaller if looking at this and judging myself. So just be careful of the size. Make sure you keep your nice sharp pointiness. And make sure there's 4 of them and you should be fine. I'm taking some brown gum paste, just straight up brown, to make his eyebrows. He's got very nice, gentle, arching eyebrows. They're not sharp or pointy or anything. They're very much the same width the whole way through. Just make sure they don't go too high up on his head, and they do just follow the curve of his eye very normally and naturally. And he'll be fine. Look at that. Isn't that cute? He is cute. It's annoying. Well, I find the song annoying. A bit of an earworm. So, yeah, I think he's cute, though. I think he's cute. I'm making his little fin now. So I am making almost like a pyramid, kind of. So if you look at him from the side, the fin is wide. If you look at him from the front, it's a little more skinny, but it still is tapered. So it's wide at the bottom, goes up toward the top. Once I'm happy with it, a little bit of water, press it into place, and we're almost done. We're almost there. See? Cute, right? Not too bad. Okay, I'm using this very sharp veining tool here to poke a couple little, basically upside down teardrop shapes for his nostrils. I'm poking pretty much through the white gum paste to make these little hollows, and now I'm filling up with little bits. It's hard to see. It's orange gum paste shaped like teardrops, upside down teardrops that filled it in nicely. It's just pretty small and hard to see. This was, attempt number 27, I think. I am bad at freehanding stars, but that's what I'm trying to do here. I have a little orange circle of gum paste. I just kept cutting out little pieces and trimming away and trimming away. And if you're clever, you might have noticed that cut there was from a really terrible first attempt to my best last attempt. I just cut out all the ones in between. Anyway, make yourself a little orange star to go on his cheek next to his eye. There you go. All right, now put these 2 pieces, let them dry overnight, okay? You can't put them together right now. The head is too heavy. It'll smush the body. Once they set, though, you need that pilot hole. Put them together, and you got a very cute baby shark from Baby Shark's Big Show. So hopefully you found this video helpful, in which case you'll like and subscribe because that helps me back. Check out my lots of other videos that I have out there. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.